Okay, this is my third time recording this video. I don't know why it won't save the audio. But anyways, I just wanted to get another video out there because it's been like a month and some change since my last one, and I think this would be the perfect opportunity for another video. Anyways, so today I'm going to be talking about like episode 1 and episode 2 of like the summer Hikaru died. I didn't make a video. I might make like separate videos for each episode from now on, but I'm just going to talk about these two in this one video. Anyways, basically the summer Hikaru died is about Yoshiki and his friend Hikaru, who went up to the mountains and died, I guess, like maybe in spirit, but in body he's still alive because he comes back down and something's off about him. And it's basically about how like his friend Yoshiki kind of like dissociates, because that had initially happened in like January of that year, and now we're like I said, like the title suggests, in the summer of it. So he's really finally coming to terms with his death. So more so I kind of want to talk more so about like episode 2 than 1. I'll probably bring it back to episode 1, but in episode 2 we get this scene with one of their classmates. He's the one with the buzz cut. I don't think they said his name, or I just don't remember it, but he's basically saying like, oh man, the woods in here, they're like freaking me out or whatever, right? And he asks all of them to come down, basically to come drop him off, just to see if they feel something's off too. It's Hikaru, Yoshiki, their classmates Yuki and Asako. So they drop them off, nothing happens, but when they're coming back through the woods, stuff starts getting weird, right? So Asako, she's the one with like the bob and the hairpin. She hears a noise, like I can't remember what the noise was like, but she's hearing something. But the other ones around them, everyone else around them doesn't hear it like she does. So she grabs Yuki and gets the hell out of there. Now I feel like she knows more than she's letting on, because like in the first episode when like Hikaru was talking about, like they were talking about like, oh, we're gonna watch a movie in class or whatever, like Hikaru seemed like unusually excited about it, especially because they watched this movie like a bunch of times now. She kind of clocked that. She was like, what's that about? Also, when their classmate was telling them about like, oh, this woods was like weird or whatever, she was like, yeah, it's probably best to be together. So it's like, I feel like she knows or has a feeling about what's going on. So there's that. Then Yoshiki, he looks into the forest and he sees this little zigzag thing. So at first he's like, what is that? And then like, it's abundantly clear that it's a spirit of some sort. We don't we don't know what is going on, right? So initially the spirit was going to try to attach itself to Yoshiki, but like Hikaru kind of eats it and like gets rid of it, right? And he says like the spirits up here are very lonely, so they tend to attach themselves to human beings, which I feel like is what, I don't know. Anyways, he said like don't look at anyone else. Don't look at any other spirit but me, or whatever's in this forest. Don't look at anything else but me, right? So we jump to Tanaka, who's like this guy who works for this agency that handles stuff like this, and he kind of did like a quick investigation, and he clocked it really quickly that like, okay, whatever was up there in those mountains, it's not there anymore, and it came down here. So there is pretty much like amongst y'all, right? And the other guys, like these are older men, are like, damn, I guess the ritual failed or something, because they talked about this in the last episode. They said like the ritual for Nonuki Sama didn't go through or something like that. And they were like, oh man, maybe the ritual for the Endo family also failed, because we also get like a flashback of some sort, and it's Hikaru when he's like younger, and he's talking to his dad, and he said like, if his dad's like, if you have a girl you like, make sure you marry her, or like Unuki or Nonuki, I can't remember which one it was, is going to take her. And Hikaru was like, well, why would they take the person I care most about? And his dad explained that like, well, they won't take us because we have like a deal with them, but the next best quote unquote thing for them is to take who's ever closest to you. And it kind of makes me wonder, this is from someone who hasn't read the manga, like, is like the Hikaru, like the original Hikaru, like when he went up there, did he, I guess, have a feeling that something was probably going to happen to Yoshiki, and then he just went up there to see what's going on? Like, what initially made him go up there? Essentially, like, what happened? So we still haven't gotten anything about that yet. But like yeah. So and then like he got like the fanny pack that Hikaru was wearing up there, and it had like this thing to ward off spirits. So I think that's just stuff adding up over time. But he's like, yeah, something's going on here. Then we get the infamous chess scene. Now I literally heard something about like, oh, the chess scene, and they're like, man, I'm afraid of how people are going to misinterpret this scene literally a couple days before the episode came out. But long story short, it's like Hikaru and Yoshiki are like in the gym shed they be having in their schools where they put the gym equipment, stuff like that. So they're in there, and Hikaru's like, do you want to see the hole in his chest or whatever? And you see it, and it's like literally a hole in his chest that, like, I guess he can just open and close at will. And he's like, put your hand inside, and Yoshiki is like, excuse me? But like, he does do it at first. So he feels inside, and he said it feels like raw marinated chicken, which is like, ugh, it's all cold and slimy. But he's just like, it feels like a lot around. And this more people are aware of like what's seems to be going on in this village generally. So obviously it's sexual in nature. Then we get to like, and I think this is why it's important to like chess scene. Hear other people's perspective about spoilers. Shows somebody did talk about this because in the comment section of the video I was watching, talking about the show before I watched the episode. How like this. So long story short, it's like scene about Yoshiki and Hikaru in this like an gym shed, like what it's like to have sex, where they put the gym stuff, equipment for schools, right? And so they're in there. You're like, it also like how there's what's going on here. Miscommunication happened between them. You get that right between the two of them, and especially on Hikaru's part, because she's like, oh, after I guess you want to put your arm inside my chest or whatever, and like and like Yoshi is like trying to suck what Yoshi's like in. They just go for it, right? No, Yoshiki like pulled his hand back. It feels like that, but he didn't communicate. Kind of give the audience the feeling like what it feels like. He just did it. He didn't like raw marinated talk about it before he did it. I guess, and I feel like in the sense of like he's like, oh, I see it cold and slimy. And also one that like can add it later. I feel like maybe Hikaru is gets like being told in the scene. It's like now I knew when it comes to like talking about sex with teenagers. Despite how much of the world is really okay with sexualizing teenagers, like they don't really give them the tools. And then to navigate how to engage in safe sexual activities, like, I guess, like, I don't know, absorbing or whatever. Like, these are two queer boys. Like, Yoshiki pulls away, conservative role. Village is another layer situation. Don't really teach teenagers about sex. Read like I was watching this reaction, and then when you and it's clear that comes was like layer right. This is so they kind of took it as an allegory for like how the first time we completely like the allegory stuff like that. I think it's like really interesting about how people kind of brought that up, right? But this person also brought up another comment that I want to talk about still have this for like the final scene in this episode. And like for me, I'm like that's why like I like seeing what other people have to say when it comes to grocery store, essentially. The same shows we're watching. I like hearing other people's perspectives about it. I like that. He's another layer of cash like cashier society. I guess he's familiar with her. I don't know if she's just do like a good job, like a lot. And she just doesn't do a good job of like preparing teams, like really going in for like, what it's like to engage in sex with mom and dad, and like your mom's from Tokyo, so they have different parenting styles. And then you have this added layer, which is like of the fact that these are like queer teens, stuff like that, right? But you can tell he's like really like that's a whole other thing. It's not too long after that whole scene. Obviously, with Hikaru, like an assumption happened. Obviously, it's not all the same. He just kind of dissociates from what she's saying because they don't really get like a million miles per hour guide for grocery store music. Is like loud as fuck, and then they're queer, so that there's just really the clicking of her kind of buying the stuff, and she's just that's another scene. Hikaru just happened, and he's just like, man, it's a lot going on, bro. So he gets his stuff. And then there's like makes his way out of it's like the door. But as he's about to grab his bike, we see this older lady. So Yoshiki, I didn't get her the grocery store last name. Like this lady just talking his ear off. But like this is probably not too long after the whole scene in like the gym. We saw her in the first episode because she was just like at this booth, whatever, and she just talking his ear off, like a bean paste bun booth, your mom is from Tokyo. Hikaru rides his bike past her, and his little sister, she hasn't been going to school past her. We haven't got anything more this look of shock on her face, like she knows something's off with him.
And she's like basically talking about like how the whole village
but basically
knows
she
her
grabs
business, blah, blah, blah.
hand,
so like
arm, whatever.
That whole thing
she's like, don't get mixed up
in his mind, but he got this lady
whatever you're
doing,
because that person's
not music in the grocery store. You're not just like kind of
mixing yourself up in it,
so like for the whole conversation. Lady doesn't even know because she just
explains how like she can like see things most people
and we get a
quick
glimpse of
she's like I know whatever's up there in the mountains is not there anymore.
Who, when Hikaru walked past her, she had this really look on her face and like feeling
she knows something's wrong or something bad's going to happen.
So she like comes out of
so
the
later. So
long story short,
she gives him her numbers to talk about anything he's going through.
She grabs his hand and
we get this like quick succession of like these.
Don't get mixed up in whatever you're doing right now.
The red police lights, if you do, all that stuff. You're not going to kind of just laughs because he knows.
And even she's just kind of taken aback by it, or whatever, right?
Even if she's like, I guess right, he's not going to let Hikaru go. That like whatever version of things that most other people can't see. Like this
she's
is all
kind
he has of him left,
aware of like the
like he said in the first episode. Like
world.
even if this isn't
she
like
mentioned how like
the original Hikaru, like it's still him. So
forbidding feeling that was at the mountain.
And the comment that was talking about like what the allegory for the scene, what the scene in the Jim Shev's
the forbidding feeling, or like
they also brought the fact that like
presence was there,
that lady
is
could
gone
also
now,
be like how
but she knows he's around.
You queer people, you know, like
she
don't get mixed up.
Her contact number if she wants to talk about whatever.
You're not going to be human anymore.
Feeling right,
interacting with them,
saying like you know the whole like don't
now, we have like
mix up whatever you get mixed up in. Don't
so
do
that's
it
not
that you're going to lose. Basically, you're going to lose your humanity, or you're not going to be a human anymore.
It could change. Like maybe she's like thinking about an allegory for like
that.
Maybe something else. Maybe like older people who may not necessarily understand.
It's not about Hikaru,
but they do have
red light stuff like that.
Heart, but that could cause harm and
so
good. Like
it's just basically like
I don't know.
He's not. Obviously, he's not going to
like the only allegory she might be standing for,
because like that's all he has
a lot of time with the show. The series left still.
It's not about I'll just like feel comfortable talking about with. And the same person who made the comment talking about like,
just like keep it to myself
in the shed was like
right.
An allegory for like engaging in queer sex for the first
time. This is like a really good show though. Like I do like this like. Because like the first episode specifically, especially when it comes to this Nonuki and Yunuki,
how people
Tama thing going on, it gives me very much like Hikaru like don't get mixed up in the wrong this deity like or deities.
Obviously, there are
only like
unique
to this
episodes in. There's like another Japan God. So like
I just like
that could really change. Maybe she
unsettling
she
feeling.
Has good intentions.
The visuals are really good. I like how like
she doesn't have the tools to kind of understand what's going on
and like unhinged
in terms of allegory, right?
This new version of Hikaru is as she's trying to like navigate.
The show is really interesting.
But like I said, I'll be making more episodes.
I feel like it's gonna be like my top shows for like this year.
Videos
each episode.
Thanks for
watching
and
have a good day. See you next time.